Hello, Rama Pupodu. Hope all are in good health, feeling great, relaxed, peaceful. Now let's go to chapter 23, part 3. God's Act, Miraculous Cure. As the shadows of the evening closed upon the scene, all the friends, except Vaishnath and Ramcharandas, went down the hill to spend the night in the village at the foot of the hills. Ram had a lantern which was lit when darkness set in. The mountains was clothed with a dense jungle of gigantic trees. The beasts of prey came out of their lairs and set forth their hungry roars which could be heard distinctly from all sides. Before dark, the party of four had climbed up to a higher position on the hill. The way to it was eminently slippery and dangerous. Here was a cave-like room constructed of bricks, in front of which was a narrow passage, and that was all the space available for their occupation. Swamiji, this morning I was so sure of your coming that I had smeared the inside of this cave with cow dung, so that you might occupy it, said Ram, and added, I beg, Swamiji, that you stay with me for some days. No, Ram, that cannot be, replied Ramdas. You see, so many friends have come with Ramdas to take him back, and the motor car is detained specifically for his return journey. You should not go, he persisted. Let the friends go back. I will have you alone with me. After a few days, I shall arrange for a motor car for you to go. He appealed, wept, and fell at Ramdas' feet. Then Ramdas told him that he would stay on certain conditions, and if any one of them was broken, he would start. I shall see that your conditions are faithfully fulfilled on my part, he promised. Now the conditions are, so long as Ramdas is with you, he will not leave this elevated place. Second, he will occupy the cave in the nights. Third, he will live merely on water drink. Fourth, he will observe the vow of silence. Do you agree? Ramdas stipulated. He gladly accepted the conditions because he believed that by Ramdas' tapasya his own uncontrolled mind would attain peace. Till late in the night the talk went on. They had rest for 2 or 3 hours in the morning. Ramdas slept in the cave room. Next day all went down in the lower stage where the Shiva Linga was installed. Ramdas remained near the cave. At about 8 o'clock the party from the village came up, headed by Bhavani Prasad. He brought with him food consisting of puris, curry and milk to suffice all the members of the party. Ram explained to them at Ramdas' request the latter's resolution to stop with him for some days, and also about the conditions. So he asked them to leave the hills without Ramdas. The friends remonstrated. They said with one voice that they would not go except with him, and also would not take the food unless he shared it with them. He could hear their talk and see them from above. They pressed Ram to bring him down. Ram was in a dilemma. He had given word that he would not be a party to the breaking of the vows. The situation was extremely awkward for him. At last he had to yield. He came up and let Ramdas down. Then the party sat for dinner. Ram, with his own hands, mixed a puri in milk with sugar and offered it to him. He ate. 3 vows broken, and also broke the last with the remark, Ram, all the vows are broken, and you are the cause. So Ramdas takes it that he is allowed to depart with the party. No, no, Swamiji, Ram cried out with a frightened and grieved tone. You may observe the vows after they are gone. At this stage, Ramcharandas, who was dead against Ramdas' stay with Ram, made a sign to Ramdas not to yield to his persuasion. At this, Ram got terribly enraged with Ramcharandas, and with a loud voice he said, You dare to instigate Swamiji not to stop here? May the curses of Shiva be on your head. Ramdas immediately replied, The curses of Shiva be on Ramdas' head, and not on Ramcharandas, since Ramdas' head is smooth, being bald, and therefore can accommodate any number of curses. Ramdas got up to start while Ram wept and rolled on the ground to prevent him from going. Control your anger, Ram, Ramdas said. Repeat Ram mantram. The party left the hills and returned by the motor car. They reached Chhattarpur by midday. The motorcar drove directly to the door of its owner, who was ill. Ramdas went in to see him. He was sitting on his bed, still weak, but entirely free from fever. He shook with emotion at seeing Ramdas. He was offered some milk, which he again shared with the patient, and was about to leave him when he called the motor driver and instructed to keep the motor car exclusively at the disposal of Ramdas so long as he remained in Chhattarpur. He also refused to accept any fare from Bhavani Prasad for the journey to Rajghat. Ramdas requested the friends that hitherto followed him to return to their place, leaving him and Ramcharan Das to proceed to Kawanpo. The same car took them to Harpalpur station, where they caught a train for Banda for the darshan of Vishuddhan Nanan. That's all, folks. Let's see the next chapter. Thank you. Bye bye. Rama Rama Pupoda.